Okay, so y'all, on some real ass shit, y'all know me. I don't have a filter. I'm not even finna sit here and pretend. I don't even get paid to make YouTube videos anymore. I don't have a sponsor or anything else like that. So before y'all say, trust me, there will be no sponsorships. This will be my unfiltered fucking opinion, and here it is. So mind y'all, because I'm getting ready for work. So I was scrolling, and I think her name is Naya. Damn, I should look at the screen before I close it out. But I'm probably gonna stitch her video or put her video down in the bottom. I didn't finish watching it, but she was talking about surviving the whole alpha male thing, and it made me realize, like, I don't care about the whole alpha male thing. And then it also she brought into some points that I really like wanted to talk about. I know y'all like, girl, you didn't finish the video. It's like, it's the same rhetoric. And when you have an I don't give a fuck ass attitude, like, shit gets up fast, like old fast. You be like, you know what I mean? And I know y'all don't like, girl, your thumbs. You like, you didn't, fuck you. I know exactly what I did. Don't come over here trying to judge me. Judge your mother. Stay focused on the video, because I know how I like to be. So I just want to say this, as someone who does not agree with the whole alpha male culture shit, it really fucking behooves me. I literally had an ex tell me that he was a alpha male. Mind you, this man was far from fucking alpha, and it's not because he didn't have the material shit. It's because that this man was so much up his mother's ass, right, that even before she got sick, that if she said that she didn't want him hanging with women, more specifically me and women like me who were not, I don't want to say, what did she call me? She never said it to my face, and he never told me exactly what she said, but I know for a fact that bitch didn't like me. You want to know how I know? Because every time it was time for me and him to go the fuck out, she'd have a fucking attitude, okay? She'd have this, oh, I need you to come home, I need you to come home ass shit. And of course he'd come running to her, and then when it was time for him to go out with the boys, she was, oh, you can go, it's fine, I'll have everybody else take care of me. But me, if she knew it was me and she knew I was in the crowd, she was calling his phone, she was blowing him up, everything. This man took on the ideologies of Kevin Samuels. Ma'am, sir, you're a mama's boy, okay? And I thought, like, partially he was a little DL, because some of the shit he would ask me to do for him sexually that would get him off. And I was like, I know that people have things that, like, you know, and there's nothing wrong if you're, because I don't want y'all to be like, oh my gosh, because I'm bi, okay? I'm very bi, very much so. So whatever you are, I would rather you be that. But he used to try to, like, be really macho and masculine, and I was like, sir, you're trying too hard. And it's like, he's like, I'm a man. Like, sir, you're not a fucking man, because you fucking pay bills. You're a responsible human being who so happens to pay fucking bills. Like me, I'm a responsible human being who happens to pay fucking bills. So when it comes down to, like, conversations and context and things like that in that nature, sometimes I feel in my heart of hearts that y'all don't like yourselves. And it show on y'all face, because y'all don't be confident in who y'all are. I can't tell y'all the shit that he was requesting from me sexually, and the things that he started to do more often. And I was like, oh. And he's the type of person that he wasn't necessarily a leader. He was more of the follower type. So, like, if you were in a crowd and you needed somebody to follow you, like, you would rally him up, because whatever you say, he's going to follow behind. So mind you, when I met him, he was single. Once I started giving him play, he started acting funny. I pulled back. I stopped fucking with old boy. Old boy got upset with me. This man now, like, he'll call me, like, this man just sent me like $10, like, I think a month ago or 2 weeks ago. And it made me think, like, sir, you're not an alpha male. And you take on the whole Kevin Samuels because you're a follower. You don't have it in your heart to think for yourself. I would tell y'all about my love life, but I tell y'all, like, unless it's, and ain't no coming back from that, like, I'm never going to speak on it. And even then, I'm not even going to name drop, because those are still people's personal lives. So, messy boots, mind yours. But yeah, I only brought this up because I know how I have to be, because I know how some of y'all are a little dense in the head sometimes. I bring this up so y'all understand that when I be saying certain things, it does not come from a place of hate. It does not come from a place of woo. It comes from a place of this. And I bought him up because he told me that I was not a modern woman and that I should not be respected and a whole bunch of other shit because he was an alpha male. Sir, alpha males have their own mind. They have their own opinions. They don't have to be raw and I'm so manly. Look at me, I'm so manly. You're going to respect me because I'm so manly. No, they do not do that shit. You know what the fuck they do? They literally, and I put big emphasis on literally, stand up for who the fuck they are. They stand in that shit and they love exactly who the fuck they are and who the fuck they're going to be. I know a lot of y'all think that the alpha male is the man that's like, oh, dominant, and yeah, to a certain extent. Example, it was somebody who I used to talk to, and he was probably like one of the softest men you would ever meet. Y'all know I talked about my Gerber when I thought like he was cheating on I let my friends self-sabotage. I don't know if I did that story time, but if not, I'm probably going to do it. But yeah, I used to call him my Gerber. Gerber was soft. He had kids. He had an ex-wife. He wasn't, in the chest. Okay, he was never in the chest. Matter of fact, he hated that at any point in time. If he had to raise his voice above a certain octave, like that shit would make him stop and think like, why am I reacting so emotionally to a situation that may or may not need this energy? And if it does, it doesn't need to come from me. It needs to be that I am here and present and that I'm accepting of this shit. And these are things that he would tell me. I think that's more alpha male than a man that's like, oh, I got this, I got that, I got this, and I got that. And I know y'all like, oh, that man probably was broke. That man had shmoney, okay? That man used to buy me shit randomly just because it was a fucking Tuesday. I remember one day it was me and him, and I think we went to the movies. And I think I had like a really stressful day at work. And alpha male is a man that knows you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and cares about you on all levels and platforms. Y'all be sitting here talking about oh, I know for a fact I got me an alpha male because he does this. No, you have a man that is trying to be strong, because I don't know who told y'all this, and I know y'all like, you can't tell us what a man is and how to act, and I have had great father figures in my life. So when I tell you these are the men that I respect and I love, and this is what makes me love them more, the men who I respect the most are not the hardest men on the block. You won't see them carrying Glockies. You won't see them carrying this. You won't see them carrying that. They may have really strong views on certain things that they're not changing, but they never force that on you. They never say, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, no. They play their role. I don't know if y'all ever seen the stand-up Chris Rock, I think it was Chris Rock, Tambourine. I know you're gonna be like, iconic. I loved it. Basically, and in the stand-up, he talks about how he lost his wife because he couldn't play the tambourine. And the men who are in my life, they play the tambourine when need be. When they need to be the lead singer, they're you get me? But when they don't need to play that, when they don't need to be the lead singer, baby, they lead away. I'll play the tambourine, baby. Whatever the fuck you need. That is what you call a true alpha male. And I know y'all like, oh, but wild girls never get that. Wild girls are the modern women who are not the women who want kids and who listen to everything that a man says out his mouth, are the women who are really winning. Because even when we lose, we win, because we really weed out people who are not for us. A lot of y'all, I've been seeing y'all, because I get it, like it's in the community, whether it's Christianity, spiritual, whatever religion you believe in that says that you have to have a man and you have to have and they really push that narrative, because I don't want y'all thinking I'm disrespecting y'all, but I've realized that them just observations that y'all are getting divorced later on in life, and y'all seeing these young girls take up y'all exes and y'all not telling them about how traumatic they are, how really devastatingly mean and evil they are to you. Y'all be having these long ass testimonials and stories about how y'all thought he was the one, and I get it. If nobody get it, I get it. But sometimes y'all just gotta get to the point. Like sometimes you gotta say, a motherfucker is gonna use you. A motherfucker is gonna try to take that shit money from you. A motherfucker is not gonna love you right. Sometimes a motherfucker can't love you right. Sometimes somebody's not going to be your number one fan. Sometimes you're going to have ops, and your op may be your partner. Sometimes you may have a partner that just wants to break you down because they're jealous of you. Sometimes you will have a partner pretend to be everything that you want because somebody else taught them some shit, and you have to start healing because that person's a narcissist. Sometimes you have to like let it be known that once upon a time you was young and dumb. I used to be dumb in love with a nigga, and I will tell y'all that because I don't have any shame in my game. Y'all come out in the world, I've always been perfect, I've always been right. Y'all know me, I ain't never give a fuck to be perfect or right. And bitch, I can tell you, bitch, I'm an imperfect ass person. Baby, I don't like, and I don't like it because y'all come on these and just to save face. Nah, bitch, I'm not finna save face. I used to be that girl that used to be like, my nigga know where home is at. He know where home is at. He may be with them bitches, but them bitches ain't home. That's the dumb shit I used to say. I used to say shit like, oh, my man know what it is. No, the fuck he doesn't. No, the fuck he doesn't. No, the fuck. As a matter of fact, my man don't even fucking respect me enough in that fucking sense. Y'all like to say, oh, my man, 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 my man. Y'all, that used to be me. That shit is annoying. Like, I say it was 11:11. I'm make a wish. I say. All right, so basically, y'all, because sometimes you just got to do it. But no, when it comes down to it, I be feeling like y'all be letting people dictate to y'all and tell y'all that y'all not good women because you don't fit the mold. I am poly. I'm bisexual. I'm bisexual and poly. And I know y'all like, girl, you just bi for the clout. No, the fuck I'm not. I've been bi for a very long time. I've actually known it. Like, I remember in high school, was this one girl, she wanted to fight me. And I'm not gonna hold you. I used to be nuck if you buck her, like, bitch, shut the fuck up. And I always used to attest it to, like, oh, me just wanting to go to school. Nah, I didn't want to fight that bitch. Why? Because I wanted to. Okay? It was this little stud bitch in high school that caught my eye, and I knew at that moment, like, bitch, you're bi. I was like, when she wanted to fight me, I was like, fight me in them sheets, ho. But no, but like, for real, like, all jokes aside, like, y'all be letting society dictate to y'all and tell y'all that as a modern day woman, you need to go back to this. Nah, I'm not gonna be like Big Mom and let you cheat on me and I have like 3 other families. Bitch, I want to be happy here. I want to be so motherfucking, I want to be so in love with my life. Like, this is why I romanticize my life. Like, I remember hating myself because I had let the world tell me that because I didn't want to have kids or a relationship at one point in time that I was less of a woman. Whole entire time, bitch, I was just myself. Meaning, like, when people was like, oh, you don't want a relationship, you don't want to do things our way, you're a weirdo. I've got classified as that all the time. I've been called whores, harlots, skanks, liars, tricks, everything else every time I've held a man accountable for some shit he did. I remember one time a man fucking raped me and I told the people about it and the people were like, oh, I don't think he would ever do that. And I was like, why? Because I just can't see him doing that, but I feel like you lied. And at that moment in time, I was like, oh, okay, I know to shut the fuck up around you bitches because I see that y'all protect pedophiles over here and predators. And I remember it was right after high school. I will never forget. This was a life-changing moment for me. I really thought that this nigga was fucking with me. This nigga fucking gang raped me. Dropped me off. And I was like, I don't like that. And he said, I would never make you a wife because you're a whore. And what made me a whore was the fact that I didn't really want relationships like that. And that I didn't feel the need to give up pussy. And motherfuckers was like, oh, you was fucking all throughout high school. Bitch, I was traumatized. I was going through shit. It wasn't until I hit like my 20s that I started fucking. You can call me a hoe in my 20s, okay? But bitch. And even, and like, I'm telling you, because I was like 18, 19, I forgot how old I was. I graduated in 2014. So I was 18 when I graduated. And I had a boyfriend. And it wasn't until like I got like out of that toxic ass relationship when I started hoeing. Because I was like, shit, I'm young. Like, or hoeing as y'all say. But it's like when y'all put so many rules on y'allself and give y'all all these like bum 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 bum, it really shows me that y'all don't like yourselves. Excuse me. I had to burp. That y'all care more about what other people have to say about y'all than your own peace of mind. And being completely honest, I care more about me. And I know some of y'all gonna be like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, I literally care more about me, myself, and my mental health. And I've learned that these men, or these alpha men, have been following other alpha men who have been teaching them wrong. Like, I remember a dude said, I'm a man. I don't have to do this shit. I'm supposed to be dominant at all times. Sir, sometimes you're not qualified to lead in a situation. Like, you ever see the businessmen that bring their wife everywhere with them? It isn't because they're not dominant. It's because that feminine touch has a totally different, brings in a whole totally different mood. When it's a bunch of men in a room, it get violent easily. Nigga, what, huh? What, bitch, huh? And if you know, you know. But if the moment pussy step in the room, bitch, beef may still be there. But beef is put on below. And it brings a certain softness and touch. And sometimes you need that shit to have hard discussions. And I'm telling you, ladies, I know people say, oh, well, that's just falling into the stereotypes that beautiful women do this and pussy does this. But no, it's a certain power that you have that you can lead. Like, literally. Like, I know some women who could kill it in a boardroom but can't kill it in parenting. Period. I know some bitches that's some hustlers but can't kill it in other areas, but they partner can. But because society says that that's not a masculine trait, or they need to be more y'all will hold them by the fucking neck. You need to be the provider and a hustler. That man does not have the emotional capacity to fucking work a fucking job. But when it comes down to his kids, because that's what the fuck he wanted, and the woman that he chose to give him kids, he dominates in that area. But if it came down to making a business deal, he needed his cutthroat ass fucking I don't want to break my unakai. I think that's how I broke my other necklaces. Her chest, she's going to stand up there and she's going to have it. And sometimes, I'm telling you right now, like, I really wish I could talk on this situation, but I can't. But so I talk on the situation that I can. So I have a Gary Bear, or what, ex-boyfriend and Gary Bear. Shout out to Gary. So Gary was soft. Okay? Gary showed me that I didn't have to be hard all the time. However, I showed Gary that sometimes you got to be dominant in the areas that you need to be concerned about. Like, where Gary was a provider, a protector, somebody who showed you the softer times, bitch, Gary needed me in a way that, like, I added spice to his life. I added new things in his life. I was the person that was like, Gary, let's go here, let's go try this, let's go do this, let's go do that. 18, I say. And I was like, let's go do this, let's go do that. Gary would follow my lead like a little puppy dog. And I y'all like, oh, well, why is he following you? Because that's the area I was dominant. I'm a social person. He's not. So when it comes down to social shit and gathering and getting that nigga out the house, it was me. That was me. That was all me. Gary loved that shit, because even though Gary was like family oriented and paid the bills, he did not dominate in those spaces. So when we went out, I literally taught Gary the game, and Gary was a better man after me, bitch. Okay, and I was a better woman after Gary. But that's how partnerships work. Alpha male will make you feel and think that they are the prize, that they are the thing that you have to work for and you have to get. And baby, I don't know about y'all, but I'm a prize too. And when I come into your life, I add value. I don't just take, I add value. Like, I can't talk about it, but I wish I could. I really wish I could. I dead ass wish I could. I genuinely wish the fuck I could. Okay? I really wish like I could talk about it and bring it up in conversation and shit like that. But I really can't. Just know that I'm doing well. Clearly. But yeah. But like, just in general, like, cut the alpha male shit out, please. for me. Do it for you. If you have anybody in your life and they don't fit in your life, it's okay to change some shit. Like, I used to feel so bad. Like, every time I would tell somebody that I wasn't interested or that didn't apply to me or things of that nature and I didn't want these things, whole entire time I knew I wanted it. I knew what the fuck I was expecting. I knew how I wanted to be treated. I knew how I wanted to be loved. I knew how I wanted to be received. And I knew exactly who the fuck I wanted to be. I did not come out there in the world and it was like, oh my gosh, no, it was never me. Actually, it was me at one point in time. But ever since I dropped that whole alpha male spiel about what a man's supposed to be and how they're supposed to be dominant in areas, my love life has gotten a lot better. My friendship and my friend circles have gotten better. The people who I hang around with are better fucking people, because the people who think like that really just want fucking control. I used to be around a group of alpha males who wanted me to know for sure that they were alpha males. And some of the shit they would do was given very emotional, a little too emotional. And it's nothing wrong with a man being emotional, but when you can't separate your feelings from facts, that's when it becomes a problem. Because I used to have people who used to be like, I'm an alpha male, I'm an alpha male. You tell them no, one time they got emotional. I had best friends, shout out to them, who were alpha males to the street, but in private, if you ever got them alone, they were emotionally unavailable, didn't know exactly what they wanted to do. They were living a lie. They were using, manipulating, abusing, and everything else. And if you asked them to express how the fuck they felt, they will literally look at you and be like this. And that's not alpha male shit. Being an alpha male is knowing who you are as a fucking man and going with that shit. Like, you feel emotional, be emotional. You know what I'm saying? But also know where you dominate at. Like, literally. And there's nothing wrong with an emotional man. Because I know y'all like, oh, emotional men probably won't dominate you in bed. Shit. That's all I'm going to say. Shit. You think that man crying and having feelings. Shit. Or have your ass ragdolling this bitch. Be talking about some, what you want me to cook today? And I'm telling you, well, I'm tired of kind of talking about this shit, so I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to be done. But this is for the men. Stop thinking that an alpha male is just a man that's, ooh, so tough that's not being emotionally available, because that's not it. Stop thinking that an alpha woman, just, like, let's just drop the whole alpha shit. You're a person. And who you are, if you want to even go on alpha, think of it as mastery of self. I'm mastering self. And as an alpha male, a master of self, a male who has mastered himself, this is who I am. Like, get you some emotional intelligence, get you some other shit than just, I'm a man, I deserve this because I was born a man. Nah. Feel it in your heart, like, nah, like, I don't have to be the toughest nigga in the room. I don't gotta be I don't gotta be I don't gotta be I don't gotta be nothing else but me. That's what's gonna make you alpha. And ladies, when these men who don't know themselves come to you and be like, I'm an alpha male, treat me like this, especially if you know them, like, bitch, I dated losers, okay? Losers, right? Niggas who should have never called themselves alpha males, to this day they call themselves alpha males. And I think to myself, that is the ideology that you had, and that's why we didn't work out, because you're a loser. So anytime you see a man that comes into your life and it's not working, whether he be too nice, he not assertive enough, whatever it is, that's not your type of man. And that's okay. You don't have to call him a beta. You don't have to call him, that's just not your type. Move the fuck on. And if you come around these overly alpha males who have to quote Kevin Samuels and the other fucking people before Kevin Samuels, and no one's coming after him to prove the point of why they deserve to fucking lead and why you should just trust them because they're a fucking man, just walk away. Just walk away. Like, just walk the fuck walk away. Step into your power. Please do that, because if you don't, and I put big emphasis, if you don't walk into that power and you don't live in who the fuck you're supposed to be, you're always going to be the girl that the alpha males disperse of. Because I know I said I was gonna be done, but y'all know I talk a lot. And that's okay. But the alpha male ideology that y'all have. And y'all think like, oh, if I do all these things that the alpha men like, that I'm going to get chosen. Like I said earlier in the video, the Christian women who follow these alpha males into they are now getting divorced, and they have all these tell-all horror stories of things that have happened, from infidelity to cheating, and not only you're like, oh my fucking gosh, I can't believe it. Yep. These are the alpha males of today. These are the alpha males of tomorrow. These are the men who think that they don't have to do anything except for exist. Nobody ever cares. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody is questioning them. Nobody's challenging them. And nobody's ever being honest. This is why I say, when you bitches come and be like, oh, you modern day women, I be telling y'all to shut the fuck up. Because I know that some of y'all are in relationships right now that if y'all had the first chance to get out of, y'all run for the hills. And y'all would not say anything to it. Because happy hoes ain't hating, and hating hoes ain't happy, and happy hoes ain't hating. So, but, like, that's the expression that I learned a long time ago. It basically means, like, bitch, if you happy, you ain't got time to hate. But, bitch, if you hating, that means something in your life is in lack. Because once you go into lack, you kind of get into this defensive, and you be questioning everything, looking, and you be trying to find a solution. And I get it, it be beating y'all ass because the solution be right in y'all face, and y'all just don't want to admit it. The solution be, boom, right here in your smackety, wacky ass, fuck ass face. And the first thing that y'all do is deny it. The shit be dead in y'all face that the shit is not gonna work out. It be dead ass in y'all face that this ain't the way that y'all should be going. This shit be right there. Shit be off. Shit be obvious. It's all out fucking doors. And the first thing y'all do is bully bitches. Talk shit. Don't do right. Won't act right. Won't think right. Won't even do the fucking bare minimum. And then require and request shit that y'all know that y'all not qualified to do. And the part that gets me every fucking time, and I put it up there, is y'all be unhappy and be having so much to say. As a bitch who is into spirituality and not Christianity, I don't have negative shit to say about y'all Christians too tough until y'all get into our business. And then I give y'all the tea and what's truth, and y'all don't like it. Because it goes against the narrative y'all have. But I never go over that to y'all side to complain. But I see that the Christians who are not happy with their religious walk always seem to find their way into other religions and go do it. Because I used to do it. When I used to hate relationships because I was in it with a shitty partner who I refused to leave, bitches who was like, oh, my partner don't cheat. I was like, bitch, cheating is natural. Your partner ain't cheating on you, don't fuck with you. I used to say dumb shit like that. If your partner's not cheating, he don't fuck with you. Never. Never again, bitch. My partner cheating on me, that mean that nigga don't fuck with me. And he ain't gotta worry about me. He ain't gotta worry about me calling. He ain't gotta worry about me texting. He ain't gotta worry about me pulling up. He ain't gotta worry about me having conversations. He ain't gotta worry about shit else. Because the bitch is done for. You already showed me you don't respect me enough. And whatever, I don't give a fuck what sad ass excuse you got to come out your ass this time about, I tried it or so I get ruined and I don't like it. I don't give a fuck. I don't. I don't know. Not even like the slightest bit. Like, I know y'all be caring like to a certain. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't. I don't. I just don't. You know what I mean? And not anymore. Like, I used to listen out to people who used to do a bunch of shit. I've let the alpha men tarnish me and break me down, and it took me a long time to get to this point. Not because I wasn't prepared for it, but because I let men who had no intentions of being with me or loving me properly dictate to me how I should be acting as a woman when it was just all in their favor. And I know y'all like, oh, what do you mean by in their favor? Like, literally, in their fucking favor. If shit wasn't swaying in their favor, they had issues. If shit wasn't hitting how it's supposed to hit, it didn't hit. If shit wasn't supposed to be what it was supposed to be, motherfuckers had issues. Motherfuckers had problems. Everything else. So when you come to me and you say, oh, I'm gonna follow my man. I need him to have a goal. I need him to know who he is. I need him to understand that if you can't take the lead in this situation because you don't have the expertise in it, sit down. I need somebody who can communicate. I need somebody who's going to value me. I need somebody who's going to respect me. I need somebody who's going to claim me in public as well as private. I need somebody that's going to fuck with me no matter what. I need somebody that's going to listen and care about how the fuck I feel. And that's how I feel as a modern, non-traditional, value-ass carrying hoe. I'll be the hoe. I'll be the bitch. But I'm telling you right now, I'm at peace. There is no strife or hate in my heart. I don't have it in my heart to be a bitter bitch or a bitter Becky. I don't have it in me to be, and I hate everybody. I want everybody to die. It's not in me. As a matter of fact, I want some of y'all to win so motherfucking bad. I want some of y'all to win so bad that it's kind of ridiculous. I want y'all to win to the point where it's like, you're not worried about what these niggas think. Because I ain't gonna hold you and say who I'm talking to or what I'm doing or what the fuck I'm not doing. But if I was to go out there and actually date again, I have rules, standards, shit that I'm into, shit that you're gonna have to be into if you want to fuck with me. I don't play that, oh, it's okay ass shit, because if it's not okay, it's not okay. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend. I know motherfuckers are like, oh yeah, nah, bitch. I tell people exactly what I am. You either gonna accept it or not. And I'm not changing my views or not changing anything about myself. If you don't like the fact that I curse like a sailor, fuck you. Unless I want to change that shit, I'm not gonna change about myself. Because if you go out there and be like, if you go out there, you can go see a man that you like today. And you say, oh, I really like you, but it's just this one thing about you that you need to change. He's going to tell you he's not going to change unless he wants to. And he might say, you might as well just leave. And I know you like, oh, but a relationship is compromised to a certain extent. To a certain extent. And a lot of y'all need to do a lot of unlearning and relearning in y'all relationships so y'all can kind of peep out shit when it's happening. Because a lot of y'all motherfuckers will literally be sitting there watching somebody's demise and downfall. And not even know it because they won't change. And you won't change. And y'all, like, what you call it? Like, I was talking about compromise. So, when it comes down to compromising, like, something that I could talk about, me and the person who I'm getting to know, we were talking. And we had gotten into this big argument. It was one of our big arguments. And me, I'm the type of person to leave if the argument gets too tough. Because, honestly, I don't know how this going to go. In my mind, you know, we ain't had this big argument before. This man said, I don't want you to leave because it will make me feel like shit. He was like, I prefer you stay here and you stay here. That was very much alpha male of him. He said that he understood my point where I came from. I understood where he came from. And I know y'all like, oh my gosh, girl, like he just simped out to you. No. As a matter of fact, I end up simping out to him. Because even in the midst of my anger, something that I never do, I don't like explaining myself. It's just something that I feel like I shouldn't have to do it. Bitch, if I said it, I meant it. You know what I mean? But this man literally sat there and was like, I'd rather you not go home. I'd rather we talk about this shit right now and get it fixed and we just move forward. That right there made me trust him with my emotions. We talked about it, and when he was upset, I simped out because I explained myself. And I went into great detail of why I did what I did and why I didn't want to be there. That is a compromise that I could take. Because that is something that I willingly wanted to change. I didn't want to feel like my opinion wouldn't be heard. So me, once he said, hey, I want to hear this shit, I listened. I listened to what he had to say. I listened to understand, not listen to respond. I listened to understand. This man was counting days. Days, okay? And when he put everything, I was like, I can see that. I can see that. When I put everything, he was like, I can see that. But that's a compromise that we both made, because it ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. It's both our attitudes a lot of times. But that's compromise that we made, because that's something that we both want to work on. But I'm telling you right now, I've never, and I don't want to ever go through another toxic relationship with a man, knowing that it's men out here that can communicate. And they don't hold on to the alpha male stereotypes, and they don't hold on to certain things, and they don't hold on to shit like that. And I know you like, is that your man? Is that, no, that's my friend. And we had a very serious conversation about some shit that was going on that we both did to each other, that we both didn't realize that we was doing to each other. And he was like, I get it. And I was like, I get it. And that's just one thing that I could talk about without going into too much detail, because I know y'all some nosy Nellies. But yeah. With that being said, I have to finish getting ready for work now. That means I gotta eat and do all that other shit. But this will be uploading. I know y'all like, girl, you got on a wig cap, Ashe 707. Nails fucked up, fugly, don't give a fuck. Y'all know me. So while this is uploading, I'm getting ready for work. But I do hope y'all fuck with the video, because just some legit shit. Like, y'all be sitting there thinking that great relationships are just built overnight. No, the fuck they're not. Sometimes you're gonna have to suffer. Sometimes you're gonna have to feel some shit. Sometimes you're gonna have to be in real pain. And sometimes that shit is not gonna be pretty, and it's not gonna be cute. And anytime you have to run into like somebody that's screaming, I'm an alpha male, or I'm this and I'm that, and I'm never gonna change, and you don't want that shit in your life. And I know a lot of times we as people say, oh, that's fun, that's great, I want somebody who's gonna take control and charge. No, the fuck you don't. You want somebody who's gonna respect you and have your boundaries at best at charge, because a person that's gonna take charge is always gonna be in control, and your opinion's never gonna fucking matter. And whether you come to this conclusion today, tomorrow, 3 years from now, at your deathbed, I would suggest you learn it quicker, because the quicker you learn it, bitch, the happier you'll be. And that's just all I want to say. Stop worrying about who's the alpha and see who the fuck is for you, my guy. Because sometimes you might not need the stereotypical alpha male. Sometimes you might need that soft, sensitive motherfucker. Sometimes you might need that motherfucker that has a boundary. And just because somebody isn't hard to you in one way does not mean that they're not, because I can tell you, the people who are around me now, we have strong boundaries and we don't cross them. And anybody that ever crossed them, it ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. Like, literally, like, cut off. Because because like, even though I'm friendly, I'm soft, I'm nice, I'm cool, I'm collect 99. I said cool and collect, and I say 99% of the time. Nah. It's a little shit story that be brewing up in here. Like, I don't want to say 80% of the time. I'll be like, especially when that anxiety get to, I'll be like, But yeah, but for the most part, like, I'm friendly, I'm nice, I'm cool, I'm calm and collect. But bitch, when it comes out of my boundaries, we will have a respect. It's like people I don't talk to, because I know that if I talk to them, they're going to spaz out. And I told myself that if a person can't communicate with me like they have common sense, there's no way in the fucking hell I'm going to have a conversation with you. Because no matter what the fuck I say, even if I share. So yeah, so with that being said, just like be keeping shit a whole being with y'all, a buck 98, because I don't need y'all 2 cents. I got that off of TikTok. I cannot find the original creator of this shit, y'all. It makes me so mad, because I really want to credit you, because he was like, I'm keeping a buck 98 with you because I don't need your 2 cents. Bruh, coin that shit. Like, if you're watching this video, hopefully you are. I want you to watch this video. Because I want you to see that I'm giving you a props, bro. Like, I'm going to give it a $1.98 because I don't need your 2 cents. I feel like that's gonna be a classic in a black household. And I'm like, how you got that? Man, was on this racist ass app called TikTok, and this motherfucker said, I'm giving it a $1.98 because I don't need your 2 cents because he ain't want people to. Classic. Anyways, but I'm gonna keep it a whole bean. I'm keeping it a whole stack with y'all. Whatever the fuck y'all want to say. But if you are out there in this life, you need to make sure that you are living the life that you desire. I recently lost my grandma, and I ain't gonna hold you. I've been reflexes. It's still a sore subject, obviously, but I remember my grandma ended up staying with one of my aunties, and she had strong boundaries. And even though it seemed from the outside that their household was chaotic, she was the peacemaker a lot of times. And my grandmother, I remember she used to say, like, it was unspoken, but it was said out loud every time, that she chose this shit. From when she left my grandfather, from when he was abusing her, to when she had her kids, to when she took care of her kids, when she let her kids do just everything. You know what I mean? She's always been there. And she's always been herself. And even in times of extreme diversity and people talking shit about her, she stood in her own. I know a lot of y'all have like mother figures that y'all look up to, but she was one of mine. And she taught me that you live the life that you require. I share. She said you live life how you wanted to. Because every choice that she made, she stood in it. She apologized when she was wrong. She did a lot of shit. And to the world, she would be a shitty woman. But this woman apologized to her kids often. She had strong boundaries, and the life that she chose to live, she stood in it. And she loved all her kids. And she loved her grandkids even more. And she was a pillar. She could just speak and the whole room would shut up. And that taught me that you live life how you want it to be. Stop listening to these people with all their fucking rhetoric of what it should be like for you to be a man or a woman. And even if you disagree with me on this and it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. I get it. Don't listen to me. But also understand that, like, you need to be exactly who you want to be. And I choose to be a soft woman. I choose to be a woman who doesn't want kids. I choose to be the rich auntie with the long-term boyfriend or boyfriends. I choose to be like, that's TT's baby. I personally don't want to have kids. Shout out to my brother for having them for me. And my brothers for wanting to have kids for me. Because TT's here. That's TT's baby, okay? But if you didn't take anything else from this video, take that you should be the person who you want to be. And stand in that. And fuck what the world thinks the alpha or what you call it male should be. Be exactly who the fuck you want to be. And your girl is about to get ready to go to work now. I've spent here an hour. I'm probably gonna make this update. How you doing? But shout out to Wendy. I like that. How you doing? How you doing? How you like, bitch, ask me how I'm doing. Ask me how I'm doing tonight. Come on. Baby, are you doing alright? I just want to look into your eyes. Yeah, but anyways, I really do have to start getting ready for work because your girl does have to get ready for work. And let's just drop the whole alpha male and alpha female and unwed and other shit. Just be who the fuck you want to be. And love it. Like, you don't have to be the toughest nigga in the room to be the alpha male. You don't have to be the softest woman in the room to be a feminine woman. You don't have to be any of that shit. Just be who the fuck you are and live in that shit and love it. I love being a nerd. I have nerd brain. I don't care. I really do. Like, certain shit, if it's not, I geek out. I was like, how could it not be the same? Like, I'm not gonna hold y'all. It was this book, Lord of the Flies, the movie. Do not match the book. Not in the old version or the new version. I was mad. Mad. Mad, mad. I was a mad woman. Mad, mad, mad. I was extremely mad. Extremely mad. But yeah, that's just me. And that might not be you. But I'm happy with who I am. And I don't consider myself to be an alpha female, a feminine woman. I just consider me to be me. A soul having a human experience. And I fucking love it. And look, shout out to TikTok, because I realized that's one of the things that scared the fuck out of me. Looks like I conquered it, I guess. Or I learned a lesson or won a battle. 717 Ashe. I'm really proud of me. Fuck what y'all say. Bitch. Anyways, I love y'all. I gotta go. Deuces.